Welcome, guys, to the New Generation podcast. I'm here with our guest, GutzyAiden. We're going to be talking through business and social media content creation today. I'm really excited to talk to you today. I think we've talked a little bit before now about some amazing points and some amazing ideas of things that I think could be really interesting to people of the younger generation who want to kind of do what you've been doing with social media. So the first thing I really want to talk about was what it means to you to be a full-time content creator. What does that mean to you?
Well, I mean, I think the actual like word full-time content creator like kind of describes it. I mean, you're constantly thinking about streaming, you're constantly thinking about making things, you're constantly thinking about what your next step is. Like you're constantly thinking about what your next video is, what your next TikTok is, what your next business decision is. And I think that's what it means really to be full time, is to be fully and delved in this and taking that risk of like, I don't need a job. I only work toward this. This is my only career. This is the only thing I think about. And I think that's the most important. Like if you're going to go full time, you are full blown risking it. Like you are 100% taking that risk. And I think that's what it means to me. I mean, other than that, it's pretty much just the words itself. It's what the actions you do behind the words mean.
Definitely, yeah. I get that completely. And then the next thing I really want to talk to you about is there's a stigma behind the words of calling social media a business. I think recently this came under fire when I think it was maybe Danny Duncan referred to calling his social media a business and said that everything he does through his social media is a business. And he said it started off as a hobby, but once you start getting that monetization, it becomes a business. And I feel like you display this really well. I mean, it's once you get that certain number of followers, once you start getting opportunities to make money, I mean, I feel like it's got to become a business if you want to continue to succeed. What do you think about that?
I genuinely think that it's not just a job, but it also is like a career. Because like, if you think about everything you do in your life, right? You go on your phone, you watch TikTok. You go on your phone, you watch YouTube. You go on your phone, you watch Netflix. Like Netflix is, the industry standard of YouTube, and YouTube is a bunch of creators that made better videos and better videos that top each other. And like that has to have some sort of budget, that has to have some sort of funding. Like you can't just do all of it for free. Like there's not a thing that says or that pays you to make these videos, because videos are expensive. I don't think people understand like editing goes into price. If you don't edit yourself, like you have to have like a full-time editor, and that's an employee. Like, in my experience, I have a thumbnail person, I have an editor. I mean, I'm not even big on YouTube, but I'm investing into my future on YouTube, right? Like these YouTubers started off as a hobby, but they're being paid to run a business. I mean, if you think about any content creator, you could take even Danny Duncan if he got under fire for that. Um, to make his videos, they have to have a crew around him. They have to have an editing team, a filming team, people that understand how to organize footage. Like that is not just a regular video that can be filmed on an actual camera. It has to have a crew. Like
Exactly.
And on your taxes it says it's a business. On everything else you create, I mean, if that's not called a business, then I don't know what it is. I mean, you make money, you put it back into your product, which is your videos, and basically it's not maybe a regular business where you would sell something, but you're technically selling your content. Like you're putting on YouTube to make money. Like you're saying, okay, here is this video, you guys watch it. If it gets recommended and people are watching it, then you're selling your product effectively. Like you're not just like posting a video and hoping it goes viral like a lot of people do on TikTok and other YouTube videos. Like you're actually posting it for a reason. You're trying to make your money back. A lot of times you'll spend more money on a video than you will make your investment. And I don't think people see that. And that's why people will say that it's not a business or whatever, but it definitely is. It definitely is a career.
And to say it's a business is not to say that, I'm just going to use you for example, to say that you don't love your fans, that you don't love your supporters.
No.
It's
No.
not demeaning any of the people that support you, that follow you. It's saying that that you appreciate their support, and
Yeah.
it's almost saying it more, in my opinion, is that you appreciate their support because they're helping support you as a business. I mean, to be a full-time content creator, you have to make some sort of monetary gain through your content in order to
Yeah.
stay at that
To
position,
survive,
to live. If that's going
yeah,
to be your
that's the
job,
step one.
if that's going to be
Yeah,
your job,
step
you have
one.
to have those supporters, and you have to treat it as a business in order to continue to stay, to keep your
Yeah.
following, in order to grow your following, in order to remain relevant. If
E-
that's the word to
yeah.
use.
100%. I think that people kind of undermine the content creating industry because it's weird. It was like a double-edged sword back in the day, I guess, when older people are kind of finding out about our generation now. Like back in the day, the industry of entertainment wasn't as easy to get into, and the barrier of entry wasn't as easy. So like when they think about like a superstar, like, I don't know, anybody in a movie, right? They think about they had to go to acting school to become an actor, then get some sort of film to be in to then get their start. But now you make a YouTube video and you have the right marketing strategy, the right script, the right
Exactly.
video, and you go viral off that video, like that is technically starting a career in the industry. Like you're not just giving up. If you have a viral video, you keep going, you keep making, like you keep creating, and like you always think on how you can top your last video. And I think that there is never going to be a day you say like, oh, I always top this video, or I always do better than my last video. I mean, you can try, try one new thing and keep adding, but your videos are never going to be perfect. You're always going to be trying something new. And I think people don't understand that there is a investment side into YouTube. Like YouTube is definitely a lot more stable than TikTok, I would say. I mean, TikTok's created a lot of careers in the last 2 years, but I've seen a lot of people that I know, that I talk to, that made a TikTok, did really well, did better than me for a while, and that are gone and they don't make content anymore. So like, it's honestly about how you can sustain your content. If you're only making viral content, you're not connecting with your audience. If you're only making follower content, you're not reaching a bigger audience. So there's like this constant battle where you only make viral content or you only make follower content to connect with them. Like you have to connect with your viewers on a deeper level, and that's why I stream a lot. It's because I can connect with my viewers that actually watch my content daily. Like I connect with them more through Twitch, but I think a lot of YouTubers have that disconnect, and that's why they could feel like, oh, this YouTuber's using me for their business. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, no, I don't think that people should be like, oh, why are you calling us a business? Well, it is. The entertainment industry is an industry for a reason. There's entertainment, like it's part of it.
Exactly.
For sure.
That's something that. One thing that you talked about there was the disconnect between only making viral content and only making follower content. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the things you see when you look at, I personally, when I was first trying to grow on TikTok, or when I was first trying to make a TikTok account, I would look up how to grow TikTok, how to grow on TikTok, how to get famous on TikTok. And
Yeah.
I pumped out a video with like consistent 15,000 views, but I was getting 0 followers off of it. I was getting nobody who wanted to actually come and watch my streams because the people who were seeing the video just saw it and thought, oh, this is funny, I'll like it, I'll maybe share it with a friend, but I'm not going to go and follow this person because I don't have I don't have a connection with them. But to consistently come into a streamer's streams, to consistently go to someone else's social platforms, you've got to have some sort of a connection with them, and that's one of the big things about TikTok, in my opinion, is that you kind of have to make that connection with people to the point where they'll want to come back. If you just make that viral content, nobody's going to come back and watch you. If you're just making stuff that only appeals to a wide majority.
And yeah, I think also there's a difference in a term that we use in the industry. It's called like sticky viewers versus like just fluid viewers, because sticky viewers are the people that follow you on TikTok and then they go to they're like, oh, I want to watch more, and then I go to YouTube and then I watch one video and then I watch another video and then I watch another video. Like they watch everything. Like that is like a sticky viewer. And then, you know what, I watched like 5 of these guys' videos, I'm gonna hit subscribe on YouTube, and then now I'm gonna go watch his Twitch stream.
Exactly.
Then he watches Twitch stream and then they like sub, and then like that is a sticky viewer. And a lot of the people that are big now have built those sticky viewers over building content. And they built content for, 10 years or 8 years or whatever. Um, and I'm just getting big now on TikTok, and I'm actually able to go like full time in it and everything. But I streamed for 8 years before I even got anywhere now. Like, I think people don't understand the one viewer average for 8 years before I even got to here, and I'm nowhere even near where I want to be, right? Like,
Exactly.
and I think people kind of just assume that since I've gotten big now or whatever, like, it's a different mindset and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's always been the same. I've been the same person since then, and now I just have money to play with now. Like, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and I think a lot of people say content creators change over time, but like when you're watching a content creator, they're changing as a person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're evolving, they're changing their personality, like they're starting to learn more about themselves. Um, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, as you
I think
said,
yeah.
something that really I thought about when you talked about that was you said you spent 8 years creating content and streaming before TikTok, or before
Yeah.
before you kind of made it. And I think part of the reason you made it, and I think could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you would attribute it to TikTok is one of the best social media platforms for growth. But there's an issue with that is that it's so I don't know the exact best word for it, but you're watching a 15-second video on your For You page every single time. It's hard to really connect with someone through a 15-second video, and that's
You
like
have to
that's
watch
really
more.
challenging. Is that
Yeah.
you've got to be able to connect with those people through a short period of time. You got to
Yeah,
be able to
yeah,
draw
yeah.
attention. You got to be able to get hooks. You got to be able to keep people watching for a short period of time, and
Yeah,
you
it's
got to be
it's
able
a
to come
struggle.
back.
It's definitely a struggle. I mean, like for me, my looks have changed over 2 years, like obviously because I've grown, right? Like, I think people like look at me like 2 years ago and think I'm the same person as now. The personality, I'm the same streamer, same person. Just I've grown, I've moved out of my parents' house. Like, there's obviously like a lot of maturing that I've had to do in those 2 years between, having to live my life online and, having to understand like, and I like, understand people that I bring around me, like trying to, like, it is a different struggle. Like, I don't think people really see that part. It's more of a struggle than people think to
Yeah.
than just like kicking on a camera and then expecting it to go viral. Like, you have to think about, like, I would strategically place like something funny in the video when I'm panning by to show my setup. I'd put something funny behind something so people would comment about it, and then my video would blow up more.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the algorithm.
yeah, well, people will comment about it, and that's what drives a lot. Like, TikTok is very shareable, and once that video is shared, then if people watch it more, then that's when it gets pushed more. But I think also true is the same is you get a viral comment on your video, people like tend to comment on that, and it pushes the video further. Not by
Yeah.
much, but enough.
But enough.
Yeah, but enough to bring you more views. And I don't know. I think that TikTok is all a game and how you play it. It's not easy. People say
Definitely
it
not.
is. It's easier than other platforms, but it's not as easy as people think. I think TikTok gets a really bad rap on other social medias about all this stuff because it's easy because it's 15 seconds. But they don't understand that short form content is the future. Like, long form content is going to be obsolete in like 10 years.
Exactly.
Like, streaming will be popular, but not as popular as short form content. Hence why YouTube Shorts is a thing. Hence why TikTok is the most watched platform in the last 2 years. There's a reason for it.
I mean, you can
Uh,
see every social media platform is going over those short term videos. Like Instagram has Reels now, Snapchat has Spotlight,
Yep.
YouTube has Shorts, and then it all came
Yep.
kind of from TikTok. And
Yeah.
then TikTok has influenced the way that people consume content now.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's like how when Netflix came along, Blockbuster kind of became obsolete.
Yep.
It's almost the exact same as that. It's convenient. It's short. If I'm gonna sit down to watch TikTok, I can sit down on my couch for 15 seconds to 30 seconds to 5 minutes and just scroll. But if I want to watch
Yep.
a YouTube video, I kind of gotta stay invested and not watch the entire thing, but I've kind of got to watch to a certain point where I can get to the climax of the videos. The climax of the videos comes really fast in TikToks, and it's fast. I think that's
Yeah.
something scientific is dopamine. I think it is where you get that dopamine rush of, oh, this is a funny video, I'm gonna keep going.
Yep.
With YouTube, once you don't reach that climax for a little bit, you don't get that dopamine hit for a little while. It's short videos are the future because people will stay more interactive and keep scrolling if they keep seeing these shorter videos and keep enjoying them within a shorter period of time.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's definitely true. I think also, like, there's a reason why people are switching to 6-minute videos on YouTube. Like, there's a reason why people are switching to like even long form content creators are switching to like 8 minutes or 6 minutes because and there's a reason why YouTube is making their videos instead of being 8 minutes 6 minutes for ads. Like, there's a reason for all that, and the reason is that watch time is getting lower and people's attention spans are lower because of TikTok and because of instant gratification. People are now not waiting for content, they are finding other people for content. And that's why I think more content creators are succeeding right now, is because there's more volume and you can scroll faster. And like an example is like there's 40 different people that play Valorant on TikTok. Why are you going to watch one person if they make a play similar to someone else? Maybe because of their personality, or because there's just more volume in different plays you've seen, or it's something different you haven't seen before. So like gaming content's good and all, and it is good for viewers, and especially if you're just trying to build early on, like gaming content's fine, especially because TikTok is super unsaturated right now. Like, I know people that are making careers out of TikTok only posting their Valorant clips and just making a good hook. Like,
yeah,
genuinely. Like, I know people that don't even film the intro. They're just using the text to speech, and they make more money than me. And like that's what I'm saying is, like, literally, it is so easy to make content on TikTok. It really is. And it's just how you keep creating is what it is. Consistency is the biggest metric of every social media platform. And I really believe that. I really think that if you are consistent, you will one day pay off. No matter what size you're at now, no matter what you are, the more consistent you are, the better your numbers are going to be, your viewers are going to be, the more consistent they'll be with you.
Exactly.
And like, the one thing that like grow and sets other people apart is their personality. And I think people always try to be like other people, and that's what makes them struggle. Like, they're like, oh, like, I already did this idea that he did, and now I can't figure out any more ideas. Like, you have to be a creator. Like, you can't just be a watcher, a understander, and then a doer. Like, you have to be like, okay, what I watched like 4 videos from these 3 people. Say it's Texor, say it's Random Break P, say it's Low, right? I'm just putting that out there. That's what my audience retention likes. Okay, I watch 3 videos from them, and I say, okay, I like Low's idea with this, and I like Random Break P's idea with this, and I like Texor's twist with this, and I form all 3 together, and I make a new video, and it outperforms all 3. Then that means I know I made a good video or a good idea that I kind of yoinked from everybody, but I also twisted it in my own way. And I think people don't do that enough. They just create and create and create until they burn out. And it's not about like how many you make, it's about how much you make over time.
Inspiration is sorry.
Go ahead.
Inspiration is a big part of what I think about content. If you are trying to find out how you can do better, you've got to have some sort of inspiration. To make content, you've got to have some sort of inspiration, because if you don't, it's going to be really, really hard to keep going. You got to have goals, you've got to have inspiration. If you have inspiration, you can go look at other people's channels, look at other people's videos that they've made, and say, oh, this person has made a video that I really enjoy here. This person has made a video that I really enjoy. What can I do that resembles these creators but is my own? Why do I like these videos? Like, why does this person stand out to me? If I watch a Low video and say, I really enjoy this video, why do I enjoy this video? What can I do?
Tear it apart, yeah.
What can I do that sets him apart? Why does it set him apart? What can I do that can set me apart? What can I do that's different from what these people are creating? What can I do that's different from the thousands of hundreds of whatever, lots of TikTok accounts. What can I do that's different from them, that is unique to myself, that is going to make people want to watch me over them?
Yeah. And that's the question that no creator can answer them. Like, even if I asked them that, they couldn't answer me. A lot of creators can't. And even I can't even answer the question sometimes. Like, I don't know what makes me different because I'm me. I don't know how to describe my personality to someone. Like, I agree. It's hard. You can't understand everything in a day. You have to understand, like, that content creation is a long game. It is not just like you like, it's not like you just set it up and it works. It's a very long journey. People don't understand that. Like, they just see someone that is blown up overnight and they keep making content and they keep blowing up because they're writing trends, and they think, oh, that person is like perfect, like they have like the best views ever, blah 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 blah. Like, I think it's just because a lot of people ride trends on TikTok and they're getting good numbers off of it does not mean that they are building followers that will last them. Like, if you make a lot of trendy content, you don't have a really core audience. You just don't. You may have a lot of following because you'll want to see more funny videos like that, but like, in reality, you're not going to have someone follow you for you. Like, you're going to have them follow for what the game you played, or the what's it called, like, just basically like follow for what they're making, I guess, not for what they're doing. Is that what that's what I'm trying to say, is they're not following for their personality, they're following for what they're making. And a lot of creators struggle with connecting to their audience further, especially on TikTok, because if you can understand the ideal viewer, what your viewer is, like, if you can describe your ideal viewer, like what they like, what their problems are, what they do, and understanding how a viewer works and thinks, you could honestly dominate YouTube anytime you want, anywhere else, as long as you know what a viewer likes. If you know what a viewer likes and you know what industry you want to go into, keep doing that. And yeah, you'll keep doing it that way.
One of the best examples of that, and he's killing YouTube right now, is Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is probably one of the smartest people to ever come through content creation and social media, if not the smartest. He understands what he has to do in order to get viewers, in order to get people to see his content. And he understands what his followers like. He understands what people like to see from him. The Squid Games video, I think he saw that it was a trend. He saw people were enjoying Squid Games. He went and did two of the things that are doing really well together. He does well when he spends a lot of money on videos. He also does well when he incorporates some sort of trend with it. He takes them together, and I think he got somewhere around 123 million views.
Yeah, I think it's like 170 now.
Yeah, 170 now. I think the first couple days he was over 100 million views. That's wild. To have 170 million. And I listened to his episode on Impulsive, where he talked with Logan Paul about it, and he talks about how he made content for a very long time that wasn't doing great, but he realized how he needs to use his market and how he needs what does well for him, and he created it and put it all into one. I mean, he's got all sorts of things branching out now. I think he has different language channels where he's hired voice actors to come in and speak in different languages for his channels, because
he just re-uploads a video.
He realized, I'm not getting followers in India because they don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not getting as many followers as I could in the biggest market on the internet in the world, which is India. If I can translate my videos into a different language and get it pushed out there, I could make double, triple the profits I'm currently making. And he's just re-uploading stuff. He doesn't have to make new videos any other time either. He's he's done and expanding on it and creating it for himself. And he's redoing what he's done and getting it pushed out in different places to different people to different audiences.
Yeah. That is a main thing. I think people kind of overcomplicate the algorithm. They think so much about it. Yeah, there can be like little like things you could do to boost your algorithm, blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's all about how you make the viewer feel how you make the viewer act, and how you make the viewer think. And if you can do any of those three things in a video, if you can make them laugh, you can make them cry, you can make them think, uh, you'll go viral. No matter what industry, no matter what you're doing, doesn't matter. If you make the viewer think in any way and have to rewatch it or think about it, or, they're like, damn, I really like this guy's content, they will follow no matter what industry you're in. Like, it does not matter. Like, it doesn't matter what content you make to start. It does not matter. Like, Elliot Choi is a great example of why. If you ever watch any Elliot Choi videos or Kelly Wasaka videos, those two, they saw a niche that both of their audience were similar. Okay, they saw that they were both similar, but they both had different audiences. I mean, they both have different subscribers, but their ideal viewer was the same or was similar, right? As same as like my ideal viewer and Lowe's ideal viewer are very similar. Same with Jake's viewers and all of ours. We're all in the same bubble, right? Now, how does Lowe set apart from me, right? Or how do I set apart from Logan? Like, we make videos a lot together, so there is a lot of crossover. But like, how do we separate each other? And that was, he moves away, and then being in the same house wouldn't help me or him. It could for content, but if you think about it, like in the long term, like, you are gonna pull in the same amount of viewers. It'd be cool if we lived together, but like, again, he wanted to do other things, and we had different ideas. So like, that is a thing. It's not like we're just gonna drop each other, but like, you just see what I'm saying? It's like there is competition, but it's only competition if you make it competition. If you let your competition help you, then you succeed. And it's not like about who has the most viewers. It's who can make the best video and why, and who can pull in the more insights. Like, yeah, you can pull more viewers, but do they really care about you is the thing. Logan's audience, yes, because they watch him and they understand his journey, blah, 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 blah. He's understood a very, very good storyline from the beginning. For me, I've definitely changed over time. I mean, I used to do room hacks a lot, and that's what started my career. That lamp back there is the reason why I have a career. Yep. But I'm saying it didn't define my content now. People still see that video. I mean, the video still gets a ton of views daily, and it still drives traffic to my channel, but that doesn't define my content now, right? Like, I make more streaming content now. I make more vlogging content. I make more, I still make tech content, but I don't make it in that format, because I just feel like that's not me. I'll still do it every once in a while, but I think that, a lot of times that it's better just to make an idea that I like versus making something that I made. And beating a dead horse anymore. Like, I don't know. People in room hacks and stuff like that, like, it's not going to be the same amount of viewers. Like, there's not the same audience. My audience has adapted. They've wanted more. I feel like a lot of my audience is more lost in, like, what they like. Especially, like, the younger audience of TikTok right now. They just got out of a pandemic where they were very, very antisocial, put into a box, had to go to school in that box, had to entertain in that box, and had to live in that box for 2 years. And I think a lot of my audience, including me even, I feel still a little lost in what creating content means and what I want to make, because I know what does well, views wise, but do I really want to make that? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a big disconnect, I think, with content creators now, because they don't understand what the kids are going through. Like, it was a lot different than when we were in school. So we just think like, here, what's our next video? And they think like, how are we getting entertainment? Like, what's our next video we're gonna watch? Or, So I don't know. I think scheduling is very important. Like, how you schedule your videos, what times. Things like that, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to think about the viewer.
Definitely on a smaller scale than what you were talking about. You said you kind of like to distinguish, like, do you want to keep making tech videos? Do you enjoy making those vlog type videos more?
Yeah.
On a smaller scale, I mean, I've got my Edge Tech account, which I recently changed the name from Edge Tech to Edge, and I've got another example of this that I can bring up in a second. But I realized that while I like making tech videos, I didn't want to be completely associated with tech for forever. I didn't
Yeah.
want to have it in my name to the point where like Carter PCs is always going to talk about PCs. I feel like that's something he's
That's why.
solidified
That's
in,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's always going to talk about tech. And I feel like Carter really, really enjoys making that tech content. And while I enjoy making the tech content, I enjoy making IRL content a lot too, and doing streams and doing vlog type content as well. I really enjoy that kind of side of it.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I can understand why people like I think Sync did it earlier this year too. Uh, he had built his entire market around X2 Sync, and then he changed it all over to Cooper Rights in a day.
Yeah.
And it looked kind of people were saying this seems kind of impulsive. Well, to him, he didn't want his content to be seen anymore as I'm just a tech guy, I'm just a streamer. He wanted to be known as someone who consistently made outside of the box creative content, and it's something that's different from what people are seeing because
Yeah.
they'll see, oh, he just changed his name. He's trying to separate himself from what he's already done, because he wants to focus on a new way of what he's done, a new way of what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
The next subject I want to talk to you about is how you handle the business side. Of course, GutzyAiden mouse pads, one of the biggest things right now. You should definitely go buy one if you're watching this.
Thank you.
You should go do that, and then how you can work with that compared to the social media side of your business. Because I mean, there's definitely a lot of things people don't see on camera, like you spending time with spreadsheets and in the warehouse working with shipping out orders, doing all that sort of stuff. It's
Yeah.
different from what people will see every single day on your streams. Can you explain that a little further?
Yeah, so okay, so last year we like just to give you like the whole picture, right? Last year we sold about 4,000 mouse pads, okay? This year we are at 14,000 for the year. So the jump in demand from last year to now deserves some changes. I mean, we had to go through a really big mental change. Mental, physical, warehouse, everything. We had to go through so many deals. I mean, there was a lot of things I had to do. I mean, for one, I knew that I wanted to move out sometime that year. And this is in January. I knew I needed a better version of passive income, I guess. Because I mean, the mouse pads weren't passive at first. I mean, I was packing them all, I was doing all of it. And I was like, I need to figure out a good deal. Okay. And one of my biggest worries was that people would find out what my manufacturer was. Because I mean, I was like, if someone finds a manufacturer, they could just try to build a better brand than me. But no one will. So it's okay. Like, even if anybody tries, they won't outbeat me. And, so I went I'm okay with sharing this now, but In Gaming is my manufacturer. But I sat down with them after we did the first sales for the year. And this was right after we did our second creator job with like Mew and Jonesy and like other people. And we sold 2,300 in 2 days. And so I went and sat down with In Gaming. I was like, hey, this is going to be a long-term thing. We like the quality of the pads. You know, my fans love it. How many pads can I sell in a year? And I just basically said, you know, I think we're going to sell closer to 12,000 this year. They looked at me kind of shocked at first. And I was like, I think I'm going to sell 12,000 this year. And they kind of said, okay, well, then we'll put a contract in place that if you sell 12,000, that's fine. You know, we'll hold aside 12,000 for you. And then if you sell more, that's good. And then we basically made it to where the contract is set up is that I can help other people start up mousepad businesses if I want, and I still benefit from it. I make the handshake happen, right? I can help other people do that, but they, you know, they have to come to me first. And, you know, on the back end of things, that contract took a lot of, you know, time and editing and understanding, like, you know, this is what this means, this is what that means. So then once we got the contract signed in June, we did the whole thing in July. I went up to the warehouse. The warehouse is located in Oregon. Um, and so I get all my stuff from it in gaming in Oregon. And so then the shift was, okay, now how do I not tell my audience that it's from a warehouse um, instead of my house? So I would have like 4 or 5 mouse pads that I bring back with me that I would package, and I would make the videos there. So I made at the warehouse. I made a bunch of videos, and I'd package mouse pads. I would package orders. I would do that, um, and I would do it all while I was there, so I didn't have to like fly back or keep going back and forth, because obviously I don't live in Oregon, so it's a far drive for one. It's a 10-hour drive for me. Um, and so after doing all that, we figured out the contract, we did everything, set it all up, and now it's just been in like passive. I hired my dad as a part-time employee to run a lot of the like text, the support side, and just like people, the email or whatever. So he handles that, and I pay him to do that. And then after that, I started thinking about, okay, if I can get the mouse pads as passive as I possibly can, then I can take some of the income and move it into content, YouTube, paying editors, optimizing my content to get to a upload almost every day on YouTube. And then, so from that, I found out the mouse pads were doing extremely well. Like I did a video, like, so that all those videos I recorded at the warehouse, I posted over the next 2 weeks, and they allotted to 18 million views across 10 or 15 videos. And so then I realized people like warehouse videos, so I'm going back in January to make more.
That's perfect.
But yeah, that 18 million views allotted to like 4,000 or 5,000 mouse pads sold. So like over the next, like the summer months, it was kind of slow compared to like the other holiday seasons. And then Christmas, like Black Friday, Christmas, like double shot that. So we ended up with like 14,000 for the year, which to me, I feel like is low and I could do better. But like, I know that sounds cocky and it's really not.
No, it's
I always have goals for myself to beat, and I never get complacent. Like I never think, oh, that was a really good number. I always think like, well, how much can I sell that's more? Like I feel like I'm not doing enough. And like it really took a conversation. Like I had a conversation with the CEO of Aiden Gaming, and we were sitting down at a sushi restaurant, and we're talking about the future of the brand and his brand and my brand and what he wants to do and what I want to do. Just talking about business, right? And like he had to sit me down and be like, look, you are selling more than SteelSeries. You are selling more than Dr. Lupo. You're selling all more than these people that are 40 times your size. And you're doing more than them in sales. That's the weight you have. You have weight in how much you sell. Because I don't think people understand that you're selling all 3 of these combined more than them a year. You're selling more than them, flat out. And you don't even bat an eye. I mean, I don't even think about it that way, because I think, well, I'm not selling enough. Like, that's my mindset. I'm always thinking, I'm not selling enough. Like, I need to do more. And then, like, when they tell me that, I'm like, well, it sits me down and it humbles me. Like, damn, like, maybe I did sell enough. But, like, to me, I just think I could always do better. Like, I don't genuinely think about, like, oh, I got this many sales a day. That's bad. I think about it in the long term. Like, I could do 5,000 or 6,000 more pads this year. I could have done it. If I had more content from the warehouse, if I had more content from them, like, I could have done it. I could have made maybe 20,000 this year if I really buckled down and made more content about it. And that's all comes down to just my work ethic when it comes to making videos. And I was burnt out on TikTok for a while, so I didn't want to keep making. Like, I mean, when I moved, I took a good 2-3 week break from like streaming, content creation, whatever, just to find myself and get everything organized and build this and everything. Like, it took me a bit, right? It took me a bit to like understand like how to be an adult, and like, I have a house where I actually don't have my parents here, and like that understanding that really changed myself. Like, I realize now, like, that killed my Twitch stream for a while. Like, I had really low averages, and I'm starting to finally get momentum back. So that means that I should not stop now. So like that's what I'm saying is like people give up at that stage. That's what I'm trying to say. Is people right before their peak, they give up because they've done it for too long, or they have all this shit that they have going on, and they give up. And a lot of the friends that I've made in the industry gave up. There's a very few select of them that are doing well, and it sucks because I know that they could have done better if they just tried harder.
I mean, if you look at what happened since quarantine ended, kind of or not, it's kind of going back now. But when it was done and people were going back to school full
Yeah.
time in person, you could 100% see a drop off in the amount of creators on TikTok and the amount of
Yep.
creators kind of in our genres that we're respectively working in. You could see a lot
Yeah.
of those smaller creators who go to school dropping off completely because they knew that they were going to have to get back into what they did, that their school side. And that's the thing you've got to
Yeah.
always learn to manage is that you've got to have a school like for me, I'm 14. You've got to
Yeah.
have a school side. I've got to have a school side. I've got to have a side where my social life, where I can be with friends. I've got to be
Yep.
with. I've got to be I've got to be doing a lot of different things, but I've also got to be making content if I want to succeed. And I didn't carry that very well correctly. I know Slush
Yeah.
made a video on his TikTok a while back talking about how he had a lot of things to balance, and he says I didn't balance it correctly. Like he didn't balance the things that he had to do correctly, and that's what caused him to not post for a little while. And I did the same thing. I was off for probably 6 months, or probably 4 months, because I just didn't know what to post. I was overwhelmed with school and tests and sports and all that sort of stuff that I just didn't really have time to make content. You've always got to find
Yeah.
time to make content. You've always got to find your. You've always got to. If you want to be able to succeed, you've got to be consistent. You've got to be able to find time to do things, even when you feel like you don't have time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's completely true, man. Like, I think like people kind of give up early, and I think people don't. They think that they're made for it, and then they get into it, and they're not, and it's totally okay. I mean, people, not everybody's made for this. It's a hard job. It really is. It's really hard, and especially once you get to you have a really high, you have a very low. Like it's no joke. Like you get to a point where you think like, oh, I'm doing well in views, I'm doing well in my YouTube videos, I'm doing well in my content, and then you hit like a creator block, and you're like I don't know what to do, you know, and like I've hit it a couple times where I don't know what else to make, but I always go back to the simple idea is don't create, document, especially if you're feeling like that, feeling lost or feeling like you can't create, document that and make that in a video. Like that is the best thing because then you relate to your viewers. Because like for me, like I felt lost when I first moved here. Like for the first 3 months, like I was trying to build the setup really quick. I was trying to do all these things. I was making videos like left and right, and I'm like trying my best to get back on the stream. I did it in September. I did this whole setup in a month. Um, but like even now, I'm not as organized as like say like a bunch of these creators, right? But I felt lost because I was like, what am I really doing this for? Like, am I doing it for my fans? Am I doing it for uh myself? Am I doing it for like whoever? And I just realized that I'm doing it for myself. Like I'm doing it for myself to better myself, to create, to basically fill the need of creating. And that's what it should be about is filling your need to create. Regardless of what anybody says, it should always be at the end of the day, create, and then worry about what people think later. Because at the end of the day, if you create something and you think when you're creating it that no one's going to like it, then just don't even bother creating it at all. And like what I've learned is like knowing when it's a good idea versus a bad idea is very important early on. If you don't want to make something, don't make it. Make the things you're passionate about because people will come. Regardless of time or when it does, they will come. Regardless, there's an interest for everything. And especially in the media age, there's literally interest for everything. Yeah, it may not be the biggest audience, right? And you may have to appeal to a bigger audience to make your videos actually searchable. But like, you could still make the content you want to make. Like, I have a video that I've never tried before coming out on YouTube today. I'm making a Q&A about my setups and things that I've gone through this last year. And I don't really make Q&As on my channel. I make reacting to setups. I make, reactions. I make gaming content. I make, like streaming content. I make setups. Like, I make lifestyle. Like, that's all like things that I would, normally do. But it's something I'm doing different. And regardless of if it gets views or not, it's evergreen content. Anyone can refer back to that video and be like, oh, that was a cool video that Aiden made. He talked about this, he talked about that. It feels kind of real. I'm putting him on a real level with me. That alone will help you build a better audience because they think about you. They think about how you impacted them. And an example is Logan. Logan impacts more people than he actually reaches. Like, Logan's content is a great... I like using Logan as an example, but he doesn't think about it that way. But I like using Logan as an example because so many people look up to him. Look at TikTok, right? Look at how many people have a mouse pad in their setup of mine. It's either Logan's, Jake's, or mine. Look at how many people have copied the Logan style of setup, blue and pink. Look at how many people he has influenced to change.
Got the blue and pink setup going right now.
Exactly what I mean.
Exactly.
So there's an influence there. As much as he hates being like an influencer, he does influence people to change, to make things different. He motivates people. And so if you can do that, you can make your audience motivated, feel something, do anything, they're going to do it. They're going to sit down and rethink and do things and change. And that is the biggest power content creators have. And if you don't utilize that or use it in your videos, then you're not going to succeed because you're not making your viewers change or think. You're just making mindless content. And if they don't feel anything, like, just swipe.
Exactly.
So,
right. So we're going to cut this episode for now. I'm going to go into part 2 after this because we're running a little shorter on time. So we're going to do a part 2. Still got a few more subjects to discuss. So
perfect.
Thank you for watching this episode, and we're going to have a part 2 out soon.
Watch the next one.
Yep.
Watch the next one.